Welcome to Blue Ridge Knits, Episode 2. My name is Charity, coming to you from just outside of Asheville, North Carolina. Today is July 7th, 2016. You can find me on Instagram at Blue Ridge Knits. You can find me on Ravelry at Blue Ridge Knits as well. We have a Ravelry group, Blue Ridge Knits Podcast group. And you can also email me at blueridgeknits@gmail.com. Thank you for joining me today. If you're coming back for a second time, thank you. I really appreciate it. If this is your first time, hopefully, thanks for spending some time with me. We're going to talk about knitting today and sewing. We're going to start with FOs, whips, and then sewing to round it out at the end. So I came back for more. It's an interesting thing to watch yourself on a video, but it gets less weird, I guess. Editing it, you watch it a few times, and you get kind of used to it. But we'll go right into FOs. This is my Mama Vertebrae. It is all blocked and ends are woven in. I fixed the drop stitch. I can't find it anymore. Blocking is very forgiving. So yeah, it's way too hot to try it on. There it is, Mama Vertebrae. I did garter stitch ribbing, or garter stitch for the button band, but there's no button band. I did 1x1 twisted rib for the wrist cuffs. This was done on Chagu size 5 and 7 40-inch circulars, the bamboo ones. Yeah, the yarn I talked about last time. I have Plymouth Yarns Galway worsted weight in the tulip wood colorway. It's a non-superwash merino. Cool. And my next FO I have is, oops. Okay, better. I blocked and finished up my first flax by Tin Can Knits. This is the 6 to 12 month size. There you go. And I just added some striping. This is Cascade 220 chocolate, superwash worsted weight, and then Rowan superwash merino in the buttercup colorway. And this was done on size 6 and 8 12-inch bamboo circular needles. Those are my hat needles. And it worked really well for this size, except my gauge is way too big. I got 15 stitches in 4 inches, and I should have gotten 18, which was fine. I was kind of using this as a test swatch because if my gauge is off, it doesn't really matter. It's a 6 to 12 month size. She's going to look adorable in it, and it's going to fit her great. But I plan on making more of these, so I am doing the next one on size 5 and 7 needles. See if that fixes my gauge problems. It should. And my last FO is, I finished these a couple weeks ago. I did this as part of the Grocery Girl's second sock of summer cal, because I started it and just kind of gave up on it, but I got some 9-inch circular needles. So you can see, even after blocking, I have some laddering on this one because I started these with Magic Loop, and I switched them to the 9-inch circulars after I got those because they're just vanilla socks. And I really enjoy the 9-inch circulars. They're really nice. Once I got the hang of them, it took me half of the cuff to like them. I went to Andre Sue Knits 9-inch circular cal chatter page, and there's a lot of great tips in there that helped me get a little more comfortable with them. I did a Fish Lips Kits heel. This is a Michaels yarn that I got many years ago, and I kind of used it for a bunch of things, but still had enough to make socks out of it. Legitimate socks. It's a self-striping. I don't remember what it is. It might be on my Ravelry page if you really want to know, but it's discontinued, so it doesn't really matter. But I did 2x2 and 1x1. I don't know what happened. It happened. I don't care. I like 2x2 ribbing better. That's what I learned from that. So, you learned something. Excuse me. Let's see. Yes. Okay, let's talk about whips. I have, first is my second flax, which is the biggest one I'll be making. This is the 6 to 8 year size. And I made this bag. We'll talk about that at the end. This is the 6 to 8 year size. Cascade 220. Same chocolate brown. And let me see, what's the other one? Army green. Army green. My 5-year-old requested a green and brown striped sweater. So that's where the whole idea for knitting all the sweaters came from for all the kids. I'm doing these size 5 and 7 on my Chaogu bamboo 40-inch circulars. They're fine. The bamboo's not bothering me. I don't think it's too slow. It feels very nice. I don't have a 5 and a 7 circular this size, so it will be done magic loop, and that's fine. It's working well. I don't mind it. There's the other one in the package. My other whip is, I started a pair of Rose City rollers. I also made this bag, my little bitty baby sock bag. Pair of Rose City rollers. I had a single skein of some Patton's Croix given to me by my mother. I had a single skein, so I decided to do my first pair of Rose City rollers. I've been wanting to make them, so it seemed like the good one to do. It looks like it was one full color repeat that made the sock. I did a contrasting toe so that I wouldn't run out. It's the same gray Barocco sock yarn that I use in everything else. Let's see. This was done on my 9-inch circulars. I had to go down to double points for the toes. So it was a very quick knit. I started these after the last time I talked to you guys, like a week ago, so it took me 4 days. I just have to Kitchener the toe. I did the round toe, and I did the heel flap and gusset written in there, which, look at this. I am so excited about this. The stripes just, I started at the beginning of the ball. I didn't plan it at all, and they just came out perfect. Look at that heel turn, and the stitches you pick up right there were even, or that you slip over are just, so I'm going to try to match up the second one. We'll see. I probably won't. I'll probably be off by a row or two, but I'm very pleased with the heel on this. It's lovely. And finally, we have my Drakenfels. Whatever. My lovely shawl. And I'm in the middle of a row. Let's see. I have 12 more rows. 13 more ridges to do of the red before I go into the final section. This is a kit I got from Craftsies. This is Cloudborne Fibers Highland Sport. It's a sport weight, non-superwash merino. It's come with plenty of everything. Let's see, I have finished with the color A, which is something heather. They're all heather. I don't remember the name of it. It's autumn is the red, stone is the gray, and I can't remember the yellow. It's on my Ravelry page if you really want to know. Got this much left of my first red ball. Got one more 50-gram skein of that to go. Yeah, it's going along great. I'll get there. I'm in the really, really long rows now. So, but it's a really great pick up a knit and just go, because I have 3 kids and that happens a lot of picking up and putting down. So what I've done at the end of my really big rows where I can't remember what I've done previously, and I'm having a really hard time reading my previous knitting on this edging here. I can't quite seem to get it, but it is you increase 4 stitches over 6 rows on this. So I have them marked off per ridge, but you knit 2 together, you decrease 1 at the end of 2 rows, and on the 3rd row you don't decrease, and that's what I was having trouble remembering. So I've just been marking my ridges. I didn't do it when the rows were shorter because I could keep track of it better, but now that they're so long and I can't really get through a full repeat of anything in it, that's how I've been keeping track. I just scooch it up from the bottom, you know, keep moving. And I started marking my decrease because I couldn't remember if I forgot to move my marker or if I didn't decrease on that row. So that's why I started marking the decrease row as well. That's coming along. Probably a couple more weeks for that one. It's the biggest thing I've ever knit. I think it's probably, well, I don't know. The mama vertebrae might be bigger. This is taking longer because that was in worsted weight. What I will say about this sweater is I had just the teeniest little nugget of yarn left. So without the striping, I would not have had enough for one ball. I would not have had enough Cascade 220 from one ball to make the 6 to 12 month size. It would have been just shy, and it would have been really disappointing. I guess you could have shortened the sleeves a little, but that's never fun. You always want to make sleeves a little longer for babies. So yes, I've been sewing, I've been quilting. That's been a lot of fun. The first big thing I did, oh well, I made a pouch that my kids ran off with. That's somewhere. That was a little 4 square. I quilted it and everything. Put a zipper on it. It's real cute. Maybe I'll show it next time if I remember. And then I made an Ohio star. I looked up a tutorial on Missouri Star Quilt Company, but this is, I think, my favorite quilt patch. It's classic and really pretty, and I enjoy it a lot. The colors are a bit intense for my liking, but it was a scrap project, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. It's the first time I've done it, and it's not perfect, but I'm pretty pleased. And then I tried another one. This one came out a little less accurate than that one, but I think it's just the colors, so it's more obvious. Since it's light with the dark, you can kind of see, especially over here, how my seams don't line up. But I'm still, no, I'm very pleased with it. I ordered a bunch of zippers online, so these will probably get made into project bags, because that's fun. And I have 3 kids, so making a quilt out of this is just not what I want to do right now. I don't want to get into that big of a project, but I really enjoy making the squares, and they don't take very long at all. I did both of those in one day, and that was cutting the fabric from scraps too. Didn't have charms or anything. So then, oh, my final project, my big one that I did yesterday, was this bag. It did the 9 patch. I cut all those out, and then I did an extra strip at the bottom so I could box it out without disrupting the lovely 9 patchness. But it's all quilted. I used a repurposed flannel lining from a sheet I had that ripped, a flannel sheet. I put a pocket in this one, and it's got this lovely, I don't know, fall-y, harvesty fabric on the inside. It's purple and green on the outside. I like it. It's nice. And I made this notions pouch too. It's a big one. It's my Whopper notions pouch. This is the one that jumps around with me. Some more of that blue you saw in the square. So quilting bags has been a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it. I use a lot of Missouri Star Quilt Company. She's got a lot of really good tutorials. And then I've done a couple baby clothes from Made Every Day with Dana, and I'll put links in the show notes. Made Every Day with Dana, she's got a lot of good easy sewing tutorials too. It's been fun to dabble in a different craft. Oh, I dabble in cross stitch too, of course, because everyone's doing it. And this is a little sampler that I did. I got a book from the library and looked up, or picked out all my favorite stitches and did a little rainbow. Yeah. And then I just glued some scrap felt I had to the back and finished it and just used that as my hanging. But these are just all different stitches I picked out that I thought were very pretty and not too difficult. So yeah, well, I think that's all I have for this week. I haven't gotten the groove of chatting to a camera yet. My mom's gonna come to visit in a few weeks, hopefully, and maybe I'll have her on, Queen of All Crafty Things, and maybe you'll get a little more chatter with her. Like I said, it's still kind of, I can't figure out how to talk to myself. I'm talking to you, because that's how I feel watching other podcasts, you know, hanging out. It's cool. I don't have any crafty friends. Well, that live close. So, thanks for chatting with me, and I hope you come back to join me again next week or in 2 weeks. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I had time this week and enough knitting to show you. So, I just did it this week. We'll see next week, week after. I hope to see you soon.